Have you ever woken up with that feeling, that weight of the world pressing down on your chest, like everything you need to do today is too much to bear? You lie there staring at the ceiling, wondering if you can just hide from it all. Maybe you've convinced yourself it'll be better tomorrow, or maybe you're too tired, too overwhelmed to face it today. I want you to think about something. What if today was your last chance to make the change you've been dreaming of? I know this question is uncomfortable. It's unsettling even. But sometimes discomfort is what we need to face in order to wake up from the illusion that we have forever. Tomorrow isn't promised. In fact, tomorrow is a lie that we tell ourselves when we are too afraid or too lazy to take action today. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. This is where it starts, right here, right now. Not next week, not next month, and certainly not next year. This is the moment that will shape your destiny. You see, there's a battle we all face every single day, and that battle isn't against the world. It's not against your boss or your circumstances or even your mistakes. The battle you face every single day is with yourself. It's a battle between the person you want to become and the person you've allowed yourself to be. When you wake up tomorrow, no matter how tired, how sore, how frustrated you are, you have a choice. And I'm not talking about a casual choice like choosing between cereal and toast for breakfast. This is a life-altering decision. You have the power to decide whether you're going to show up or whether you're going to retreat into comfort. Now, I know it's not always easy. Sometimes it feels like the whole world is against you. Sometimes the weight of your dreams feels heavier than your body can carry. Sometimes your mind will tell you it's okay to stay down, to rest, to avoid the grind, to hit the snooze button, and let tomorrow be the day you finally take action. But here's the truth that you need to internalize. Greatness never takes a day off. Do you want to be average? Because that's the easiest path. You can take the comfortable route, make excuses, and stay in bed. You can let your dreams slip away as you indulge in distractions, laziness, and self-pity. Or you can decide to rise up, to show the world that you are not average, that you are meant for something far greater than mediocrity. The difference between average and extraordinary is in the daily choices you make. Every time you get up, every time you push through the pain, every time you do what others are unwilling to do, you are laying the foundation for something remarkable. You are telling life that you will not be defeated. You are showing up. And yes, it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But that's the point. You were not made for easy. You were made for greatness. Here's something I want you to understand. You're not just fighting against time or circumstances or other people. You're fighting against yourself. Every time you let yourself off the hook, every time you choose comfort over effort, every time you think about giving up and decide to settle, you're saying, I'm okay with where I am right now. But are you really okay with it? Are you truly satisfied with living a life of mediocrity filled with half-hearted attempts and regrets? Because if you are, that's fine. But if you're not, then it's time to wake up. Greatness doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care how tired you are or how many obstacles stand in your way. It doesn't care how many times you failed before. All greatness wants to know is, are you willing to show up every day? Are you willing to make the sacrifice? Are you willing to grind, to push through when everyone else is stopping? That's what separates the champions from the rest. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the willingness to keep going when the world tells you to quit. Think about this. Why do we celebrate athletes like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Serena Williams, or Usain Bolt? Why do we talk about them like they're gods? It's because they do what most people are not willing to do. They train when no one is watching. They put in the hours when everyone else is resting. And when everyone else is looking for the easy way out, they go the extra mile because they know that greatness is not a destination, it's a habit. You can't wait for motivation to come to you. You can't wait for someone to give you a reason to push harder. The reason to push is inside you. It's the dream that burns in your heart, the vision that won't let you sleep, the hunger for something more than the life you're living right now. When you're tired, when you're sore, when you feel like you can't take another step, that's when the magic happens. That's when you learn what you're really made of. You don't get to greatness by playing it safe. You get there by facing the challenges, by taking action, by moving when you don't feel like it. And here's the thing. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to wake you up and force you to do the work. The people who achieve great things do it because they understand that the only person responsible for their success is themselves. You are the one who has to rise. You want to build a business. You want to get in shape. You want to write that book or start that nonprofit or change the world in your own way. It all starts with a decision. You have to decide that today is the day you stop making excuses. You have to decide that today is the day you stop blaming others for where you are in life. You have to decide that you are going to take control. So I'm asking you today, what are you willing to do to change your life? If you want it bad enough, you'll make the sacrifices. You'll push through the pain. You'll get out of bed even when you're tired. You'll stop hitting snooze on your dreams and start taking action. You'll stop wondering what if and start saying, I will. Here's what you need to understand. The grind is not easy. It's brutal. It's relentless, but it's also beautiful, because at the end of that grind, when you look back at what you've accomplished, you'll know that every drop of sweat, every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, it was all worth it. If you want something you've never had, you're going to have to do something you've never done. You can't expect different results if you keep doing the same things. And that's the key to success. Be willing to change, to step outside your comfort zone, to do the hard things, to face your fears, to make the sacrifices that others aren't willing to make. There's a saying I love: if you want to fly, you have to give up the things that weigh you down. And that's exactly what it is. All those excuses, all that fear, all that doubt, they're just holding you down. You have to release it. You have to make the decision to break free. The road to success isn't a straight path. It's filled with obstacles. It's filled with setbacks, but it's also filled with opportunities to rise. And if you're willing to face those obstacles head on, if you're willing to take the hits, if you're willing to get knocked down, but always get back up, you will win. Now, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking you to never feel tired, to never get discouraged. What I'm asking you to do is keep going, to keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough, because that's what separates the winners from the quitters. The winners keep going. And the winners know that every step, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goal. And here's the thing: you have what it takes. You may not feel like it right now, but deep down, you know it. You know that you are capable of more than you've been showing the world. The world doesn't owe you success. Success is something you have to earn, and it's earned through relentless action, through an unbreakable mindset, through a refusal to quit. So I'll leave you with this. Your future is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. You are the one who gets to decide how this story ends. Are you going to sit back and wait for life to give you what you think you deserve? Or are you going to rise and take what's yours? It's time to wake up. It's time to grind. It's time to show the world what you're made of. Let's go. Have you ever stood at a crossroads in your life, unsure which path to take, feeling the weight of your choices pressing down on your shoulders? These moments of uncertainty can feel overwhelming, as though the world is asking you to leap without knowing where you'll land. But what if I told you that it is in these moments that our greatest opportunities lie? Let me share a story. There was once a young boy who dreamed of flying. Born into a world of doubt and limitations, he would gaze at the sky and wonder if the stars were closer than they seemed. People laughed at his dreams, saying, "Stay grounded, it's safer here." But he refused to settle for what was comfortable. He built wings out of faith, determination, and scraps of material others had discarded. His first attempts ended in failure, yet each fall taught him something invaluable. One day he soared. This story isn't just about flying, it's about daring to believe in what seems impossible. That boy could be any one of us. That boy is you. We all have dreams buried deep within us, dreams we've silenced because of fear, doubt, or the noise of others' opinions. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is a signpost pointing to where growth awaits. It whispers this will challenge you, but it also offers the chance to rewrite your story. The human spirit is resilient beyond measure. It is the spark that keeps a single parent working late to provide for their children. It is the determination of an athlete training tirelessly for a shot at victory. It is the courage of someone starting over even when the odds seem insurmountable. That spirit exists in you. Yes, even if you feel broken, even if you feel lost, the fire within you has not gone out. It just needs to be rekindled. Rekindling that fire begins with taking responsibility for your life. This is not about blaming others for where you are or wishing for circumstances to change. It's about standing tall and saying, I own my story and I'm going to write the next chapter with intention. Life isn't about waiting for the perfect conditions to act. It's about acting despite the conditions. It's about looking at the chaos around you and deciding I'm in control here. I won't pretend it's easy. Change is hard. Growth is painful. But the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. Will you take one small step toward your dreams, or will you let the day slip by, adding it to the pile of wasted opportunities? Success isn't built on grand, sweeping actions. It's built on consistent, small efforts. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day. Think about the most inspiring people in history. They didn't have it easy. They faced rejection, failure, and setbacks that would make most of us give up. But they didn't let their feelings dictate their actions. They let principles guide them. Behind every feeling of doubt, there is a principle, a promise, the promise that hard work pays off, that perseverance triumphs, that faith moves mountains. What about you? What dream have you been holding back on? What keeps you awake at night? Maybe it's starting your own business, writing a book, going back to school, or living a life that feels authentic to you. Whatever it is, know this: the time to act is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Because here's the truth, you may never feel ready. The stars may never align, but the moment you take that first step, the universe begins to align itself around you. Some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail? Let me ask you this, what if you don't? What if you succeed beyond your wildest dreams? And if you stumble, even if you fall, failure isn't the end. It's a teacher. Each misstep is a lesson, each setback a stepping stone. The only true failure is never trying. There will be days when it feels like the world is against you, when the weight of responsibilities threatens to crush you. In those moments, remind yourself of this. You have survived every hard day you faced so far. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more capable than you imagine. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. Listen to that voice. Trust it. It knows the way. Let's talk about love, not just romantic love, but the love for what you do in the life you're building. When you find what you love, you unlock a power that makes the impossible possible. You wake up with purpose, you work with passion, and you endure challenges with grace because you know it's worth it. If you haven't found what you love yet, don't settle. Keep searching. Life is too short to live someone else's dream. Don't be trapped by dogma or the expectations of others. This is your journey, your story. Write it boldly, unapologetically, and with the conviction that you are meant for greatness. As we near the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with this thought. At the end of your life, what will matter most is not the money you earned, the accolades you received, or the possessions you accumulated. What will matter is the impact you had, the lives you touched, and the person you became. So live each day as if it were your last, not with fear, but with passion, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. And now I challenge you. Yes, you take one bold step today toward the life you've always dreamed of. It doesn't have to be big, just one step. Write that email, make that call, start that project. Do it scared, but do it anyway. The future you dream of is waiting, and it's closer than you think. You can. Let those words echo in your mind every time doubt creeps in. Because at the end of the day, the only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. Break free, dare greatly, and go all out. Your time is now. Your story is still being written. Make it a masterpiece. What's up, everyone? It's your boy back again with a message that I believe has the power to change your life. Are you tired of feeling like you're just going through the motions, existing but not truly living? Do you feel a flicker of greatness within you, a spark yearning to ignite, but stifled by the shadows of fear and self-doubt? I've been there, and I know countless others are there right now, feeling trapped, unfulfilled, and yearning for something more. Well, let me tell you something, you are not alone. Inside each and every one of us lies the potential for extraordinary things, the capacity to achieve greatness beyond our wildest dreams. But too often, we allow that potential to remain dormant, buried beneath layers of insecurity, limiting beliefs, and the relentless pursuit of external validation. We chase fleeting pleasures, seeking solace in the temporary high of instant gratification, only to find ourselves empty, unfulfilled, and still yearning for something more. We become slaves to our own insecurities, trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, never truly experiencing the joy and fulfillment that comes from living a life of purpose and passion. The truth is, real fulfillment, lasting joy doesn't come from what you acquire, but from who you become. It doesn't reside in external acquisitions or the fleeting approval of others. It resides within you, in the depths of your being, in the unwavering pursuit of your purpose, in the relentless dedication to your dreams. It's about cultivating a mindset of growth, of resilience, of unwavering belief in your own potential. It's about embracing the journey, the struggles, the setbacks, knowing that they are the very experiences that shape us, that mold us, that transform us into the individuals we are destined to become. As the renowned philosopher Aristotle wisely stated, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. It's time to break free from the shackles of bad habits, to cultivate the habits of excellence, to nurture the seeds of greatness within, and to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. It's time to stop merely existing and start truly living. Now, many of you have heard me say before, and I'll say it again, because it's a message that bears repeating. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. But what ignites that burning desire, that unwavering commitment to our goals? It's the profound understanding of our why, the intrinsic motivation that propels us forward, the realization that our journey is about something greater than ourselves. So I ask you, what's your why? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What fuels your fire? What is the driving force behind your ambitions? If you can't answer these questions, it's time to do some soul searching, to delve deep within and discover the values that truly resonate with your being, the values that will serve as your compass, guiding you towards a life of purpose and fulfillment. If you find yourself questioning your path, if you're not living the life you envision, it's time to take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself some tough questions. Why am I not where I want to be? What's truly holding me back? What are the self-sabotaging behaviors, the limiting beliefs, the insidious whispers of self-doubt that keep me chained to mediocrity? What needs to change? And most importantly, what am I willing to do to create the life I desire? Are you tired of attracting the wrong people into your life, replaying the same dysfunctional relationship patterns, trapped in a cycle of heartbreak and disappointment? Are you neglecting your health, sacrificing your well-being for the fleeting pleasures of instant gratification, trapped in a cycle of broken promises and fleeting bursts of motivation? Are you procrastinating on your dreams, allowing fear to paralyze you, to keep you confined within the stifling walls of your comfort zone, preventing you from taking the necessary leaps of faith to pursue your true calling? The answers to these questions, my friends, lie within you. They're not out there somewhere waiting to be discovered. They're buried within you, waiting to be unearthed. The key to unlocking your potential is not to seek external solutions, but to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to confront the root causes of your struggles, and to make the necessary changes to align your actions with your deepest values, with the vision you hold for your life. I've spent years studying successful individuals from all walks of life, from various backgrounds, with different skill sets and pursuing diverse paths. And you know what I found? They all share one common denominator: unwavering commitment to their why. A deep-seated understanding of their purpose and a relentless pursuit of their goals, fueled by an intrinsic fire that burns brightly within. They don't chase fleeting trends or seek external validation. They focus on cultivating inner strength, on building a solid foundation based on their core values, and on pursuing their passions with unwavering dedication. They understand that true success is not measured by material wealth or external accolades, but by the impact they make on the world, by the legacy they leave behind. They are driven by a force greater than themselves, a force that emanates from the depths of their being, a force that propels them forward with unstoppable momentum. These individuals aren't superhuman. They're not immune to challenges or setbacks, but what sets them apart is their ability to navigate those challenges with resilience, to learn from their mistakes, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. They don't allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They are guided by principles, by unwavering convictions that serve as a compass, directing their path, even amidst the fiercest storms of adversity. They understand that feelings are ephemeral, that emotions can be treacherous, but principles are steadfast, providing a bedrock of stability in the ever-shifting sands of life. As Viktor Frankl profoundly stated, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Remember the story of the young man from Detroit, raised in challenging circumstances, navigating a world that often told him he wasn't enough. He faced the same obstacles, the same systemic disadvantages that so many others face. But he refused to let his circumstances define him. He refused to accept the limitations imposed upon him by his environment. He chose to rewrite his narrative, to forge his own path, to become the architect of his own destiny. He embraced the power of his why, the burning desire to prove to himself and to the world that he was capable of achieving greatness. And he did. His story is a testament to the power of the human spirit, a testament to the transformative power of a strong why. It's a story that reminds us that our circumstances don't have to define us, that our past doesn't have to dictate our future. We all have the power within us to rise above our challenges, to break free from the limitations that hold us back, and to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. So I ask you again, what's your why? What is the driving force behind your ambitions? What is the legacy you want to leave behind? Don't wait for permission, give it to yourself. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. Don't wait for someday, start today. The time is now. The power is within you. Unleash it and never ever give up on your dreams. Outro music fades in. This version is structured more like a YouTube motivational speech with a conversational tone, personal anecdotes, and a clear call to action. It incorporates elements of storytelling and emphasizes the importance of self-reflection and identifying one's why. It also uses shorter sentences and paragraphs, which are more suitable for spoken delivery and audience engagement. Remember to adjust the tone and delivery to match your personal style and connect authentically with your audience. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to the part of you that is tired, to the part of you that's frustrated, overwhelmed, or quietly doubting whether you have what it takes to keep moving forward. I see you. And I'm here to tell you one thing you do. Let me ask you a question. What brought you here today? What is it you're searching for? Because the very fact that you're here means you've already taken a step towards something bigger, something better. That step matters. It's a spark. And today we're going to fan that spark into a flame. But first, let's address the shadows that follow us, the excuses, the doubts, the fears. We all have them. Maybe you think you're too busy, too tired, too far behind to catch up. Maybe you're afraid of failure or worried about what others might think. These excuses can feel so real, can't they? Like weights around your ankles, keeping you grounded in place. But here's the truth. Those excuses are lies. They're the stories we tell ourselves to stay comfortable, to avoid risk, to keep from stepping into the unknown. But comfort is the enemy of growth. And every time you give in to those excuses, you're letting fear win. Today, I'm asking you to rewrite those stories, to choose a narrative of courage, resilience, and action. Think about the people you admire most, the innovators, the leaders, the creators. Do you think they never faced hardship? No. What sets them apart is that they decided to push forward anyway. They looked at their challenges and said, "You will not define me. I will define myself." Let me share a story. There was a young woman just out of college, burdened with debt and without a clear path forward. She faced rejection after rejection, but refused to let that be the end of her story. Every no fueled her resolve to keep going. Today, she's not just surviving, she's thriving, leading a company, inspiring others, and proving that persistence pays off. Her success wasn't handed to her. She earned it. And so can you. Here's the secret. Life is about momentum. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal circumstances. It's about taking one small step after another every single day. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You just need to start, because action creates clarity. Action creates opportunity. And action, consistent, determined action, creates change. Now, let's talk about fear. Fear is natural. It's a survival mechanism designed to protect us from harm. But too often, fear becomes a prison. It keeps us from reaching out, trying new things, or daring to dream big. The key is not to eliminate fear. That's impossible. The key is to move forward despite it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that something else matters more. So what matters to you? What's the dream that keeps you awake at night? What's the change you want to see in your life, in your community, in the world? Whatever it is, I want you to hold on to that vision tightly, make it so clear and vivid that you can see it, feel it, almost touch it, because that vision will be your guiding star. And whenever fear tries to pull you off course, you'll look at that star and say, "This is why I keep going." Let's get practical. Achieving big dreams starts with small, deliberate actions. Maybe you've heard the phrase, "Eat the elephant one bite at a time." That's how progress works. Break your goal into manageable pieces, set a timeline, and most importantly, celebrate your victories along the way. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. And wins build confidence. Surround yourself with the right people. You need a tribe that believes in you, challenges you, and holds you accountable. The people you spend time with will either lift you up or drag you down. Choose wisely. If you can't find a supportive community, build one, seek out mentors, join groups, or connect with others who share your passion and drive. And here's something crucial. Give yourself permission to fail. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone that brings you closer to your goal. The only true failure is quitting. Everything else is progress. I know that's easier said than done. There will be days when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, days when you question whether it's all worth it. On those days, I want you to remember this: you've already overcome so much. You're stronger, braver, and more capable than you realize. The fact that you're still standing, still trying, still fighting, that is your proof. Let's imagine for a moment, close your eyes if you can. Picture your life a year from now. If you fully committed to your dream starting today, what could you achieve? Who could you become? Now, picture that same year, but you stayed exactly as you are now. Which version of you do you want to meet in the future? The choice is yours. Every decision you make, every action you take is shaping that future version of yourself. Make those choices count. Choose growth over comfort. Choose persistence over procrastination. Choose belief over doubt. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge. When you walk out of here, take one bold step toward your dream. Maybe it's making that phone call, signing up for that class, or simply writing down your plan. Whatever it is, do it today, because today is all we have. Tomorrow isn't promised, and yesterday is gone. Today is your chance to take control of your story. And when things get hard, because they will remember this, you are not alone. You are part of a vast, beautiful tapestry of humanity. We are all fighting our battles, chasing our dreams, and striving to make our lives meaningful. Lean into that shared strength, draw inspiration from it, and keep moving forward. This is your time. Your moment, your opportunity. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Go out there and make it happen. Rise, grind, and let the world see what you're capable of. Thank you. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey, but I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on if I'm going to fall. I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Without consistency, you'll never finish. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test with 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big, but remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk to you about why that's important. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it because it's inevitable. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition and the next audition and the next audition. I prayed, but I continued to fail and fail and fail. But it didn't matter because you know what? There's an old saying. You hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later, you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break. And I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. But here's the kicker. It was at the Court Theater. It was at the same theater that I failed that first audition 30th fall. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail? If you don't fail, you don't succeed. You're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying to get something you never had. You have to do something you never did. Imagine you're on your deathbed and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential, the ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? I just got back from South Africa. It's a beautiful country, but there are places there with terrible poverty that need help. And Africa is just the tip of the iceberg. The Middle East needs your help. Japan needs your help. Alabama needs your help. Tennessee needs your help. Louisiana needs your help. Philadelphia needs your help. The world needs a lot, and we need it from you. We really do. We need it from you young people. I mean, I'm not speaking for the rest of us up here, but I know I'm getting a little grayer. We need it from you, the young people, because remember this, you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers or your treasures. What are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors. Some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money. Some of you have patience. Some of you have kindness. Some of you have love. Some of you have the gift of long suffering. Whatever it is, whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with what you have right now? Here's my last point about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're going. Your life will never be a straight path. I began at Fordham University as a pre-med student. I took a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't read it. I couldn't say it. I sure couldn't pass it. So then I decided to go into pre-law, then journalism. And with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. I was a 1.8 GPA, and the university very politely suggested that it might be better to take some time off. I was 20 years old. I was at my lowest point. And then one day, and I remember the exact day, March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mother in her beauty shop. My mother owned a beauty shop up in Mount Vernon, and there was this older woman who was considered one of the elders in the town. I didn't know her personally, but I was looking in the mirror, and every time I looked in the mirror, I could see her behind me, and she was staring at me. She just kept looking at me, and every time I looked at her, she kept giving me these strange looks. So she finally took the dryer off her head and said something. She said something I'll never forget. She said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy." She said, "You are going to travel the world and speak the truth to millions of people." And in the years that follow, just as that woman prophesied, I have traveled the world and I have spoken to millions of people through my movies. Millions who up till this day couldn't see me. Who up till this day, I couldn't see while I was talking to them. And they couldn't see me. They could only see the movie. They couldn't see the real me, but I see you today and I'm encouraged by what I see. and I'm strengthened by it. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this: fall forward. No days to waste. Let's talk honestly about something we all grapple with: effort. Real, honest, gut-wrenching effort. How much are you truly putting in and day out? Are you coasting at 60%? Content with a steady 80%? Or are you burning with that fire, that unwavering 120% commitment to squeezing every drop out of life? Because let me tell you something, life isn't about existing, it's about thriving. It's about pushing past the comfortable, the familiar, and reaching for something extraordinary. It's about staring down the face of mediocrity and declaring war. It's about choosing to be a warrior, not a worrier. Think about it. How many of us are sleepwalking through our days, letting precious moments slip through our fingers like grains of sand? We tell ourselves we're tired, we're busy, we'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes, does it? The truth is, we're often not tired, we're uninspired. We're not busy, we're avoiding the hard work of pursuing our true potential. We've all been there, trapped in the quicksand of complacency, watching our dreams fade into the distance. We know we're capable of more, but fear holds us back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. We cling to the illusion of safety, trading our passion for predictability. But what if we could break free from those chains? What if we could unleash the dormant power within us, the power to create a life beyond our wildest imaginations, the power to leave an indelible mark on the world? It starts with a decision to no longer accept the status quo, a decision to reject mediocrity and embrace the extraordinary, a decision to rise above the noise and listen to the whispers of our own hearts, the whispers that tell us we are destined for greatness. This isn't about some magical transformation. It's about grit. It's about the daily grind, the relentless pursuit of our goals, even when we don't feel like it. It's about pushing past the pain, the exhaustion, the self-doubt, and choosing to show up even when every fiber of our being screams for surrender. Because the truth is, success isn't handed to us on a silver platter. It's earned through sweat, tears, and unwavering determination. It's forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the lessons of failure. Imagine a blacksmith hammering away at a piece of raw iron. Each strike of the hammer, each burst of heat molds and shapes the metal, transforming it into something beautiful and strong. Our lives are no different. The challenges we face, the setbacks we endure, are the very forces that shape us, refine us, and ultimately reveal our true potential. But transformation requires sacrifice. It demands that we let go of the things that hold us back, the distractions, the bad habits, the negative influences. It requires that we prioritize our dreams, even if it means making difficult choices. Think about the relationships in your life. Are they lifting you higher or dragging you down? Are they fueling your fire or extinguishing your flame? Sometimes the hardest choices are the most necessary. Sometimes we have to walk away from the familiar to create space for the extraordinary. This isn't about abandoning the people we love. It's about choosing ourselves, about honoring our potential, and creating a life that aligns with our values. It's about understanding that we are the architects of our own destiny. We hold the blueprint in our hands, the power to design and build a life that reflects our deepest desires. But what does that look like in practice? It starts with small steps, small victories that build momentum. It's about waking up a little earlier, working a little harder, pushing ourselves a little further each day. It's about celebrating the small wins, acknowledging our progress, and refusing to give up on ourselves. It's about finding our rhythm, our own unique way of showing up in the world. It's about embracing our strengths, acknowledging our weaknesses, and constantly striving for growth. It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance, believing that we are worthy of success, that we deserve to live a life filled with joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Because the truth is, we all have something special to offer the world. We all have a unique gift, a talent, a passion that burns within us. It's our responsibility to nurture that flame, to fan the embers until they ignite into a roaring inferno. Don't let fear hold you captive. Don't let self-doubt whisper lies in your ear. Don't let the opinions of others dictate your path. You are capable of more than you can imagine. You have the power to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. But you have to choose. You have to choose to show up, to put in the work, to embrace the grind. You have to choose to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Because the world needs your gifts. It needs your passion, your creativity, your unique perspective. Don't deprive the world of your brilliance. Don't let your dreams wither and die. Wake up, stand up, fight for what you believe in. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the unknown. Embrace the possibility of becoming the best version of yourself. Because time is precious. Life is fleeting. We have no days to waste. So let us live with intention, with purpose, with passion. Let us make every moment count. Let us leave a legacy that inspires generations to come. Are you ready to rise? Are you ready to claim your power? Are you ready to create a life that is nothing short of extraordinary? The choice is yours. Choose wisely, choose boldly, choose to live a life that is truly your own. Don't quit how to stay motivated and achieve your dreams. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. I'm not naturally strong or fast or flexible. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. I get emotional over stupid things. I eat the wrong foods. I don't sleep enough. I procrastinate and I waste time. I care too much about meaningless things and not enough about important things. My ego is too big. My mind is too small, often trapped inside itself. Now, all that being said, I have a saying, a person's strength is often their biggest weakness, but their weaknesses can become strengths. I don't accept that I am what I am and that is what I am doomed to be. I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scraping and kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them. Some days I win, but some days I don't. But each and every day I get back up and I move forward with my fists clenched toward the battle, toward the struggle, and I fight with everything. I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws as I strive to be just a little bit better today than I was yesterday. I can tell you everything I've done. The only thing I can't do is grind for you. What's the difference between a gazelle and what's the difference between the lion? The gazelle is running from something, and that's a lot of you in this room. You will run. You'll do what you're supposed to do as long as you're getting pushed. But as soon as that stops, you stop. So you got to ask yourself, what's your why? What motivates you? What pushes you? What drives you? Every opportunity is the last opportunity. Every opportunity, I have to reprove myself again. Every opportunity, I'm still nervous. ET, you've been doing this for years. Why are you so nervous? Because the day you become content, the day you stop evaluating yourself, the day you stop growing, the day you stop getting better is the day you die, is the day the person who's trying to catch you will get you. I'm here to tell you today, if you got A's, somebody came to my office the other day crying. I said, look, don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it. Fight. Go down swinging. And I'll tell you, if you fight with all you have, more often than not, you won't go down at all. You will win. But you have to make that attitude a part of your everyday life. Do the extra repetition. Run the extra mile. Go the extra round. Make the right choices. Give the full measure. Make yourself stronger mentally and physically. Stand and fight. Fight against weakness, against fear, against time, and against decay. Fight back. Go down swinging. Give every day everything you've got. And when you face a challenge, even something you don't believe you can win or a situation where you know you cannot win, remember this, you have nothing to lose. So stand up, go forward, go out in a blaze of glory, fighting with everything. You've got every ounce of energy, every bead of sweat, every drop of blood until your last breath. And then only then you stand down. If you're going to be successful in this game, you got to have a dog within you. When you got to know it's a dog fight and you got to go get that fight. Life ain't going to be easy. Ain't nobody going to hand you nothing. Just because you got a degree, you think because you got a degree and you wrote a book, they're about to buy it out to you. That's just step one. Boo in this game. Good people can't really handle them on the level that someone who's great is. So you're praying for greatness and a problem comes and you're running from the problem. You don't understand that it isn't solving the problem. You don't understand that when you solve that problem, you solve something that 2 other million people couldn't solve. And so once you solved it, that solving the problem elevated you. The longer you wait, the longer you wait. I'm being real. The longer you wait to get started and just start grinding, the longer you're going to wait to get to the other side and get that reward. There's nothing wrong with the opportunity. You're not giving 120. You've given 70, you've given 60, you've given 50. And you want what these people who've given sweats, who's given blood, who's given tears, you want what they paid for and it ain't free. It takes both emotion and logic to reach your maximum potential. To really give everything, you have to go beyond your limits. Because emotion and logic will both reach their limitations. And when one fails, you need to rely on the other. When it just doesn't make any logical sense to go on, that's when you use your emotion, your anger, your frustration, your fear to push further, to push you to say one thing, I don't stop. When your feelings are screaming that you have had enough, you think you are going to break emotionally, override that emotion with concrete logic and willpower that says one thing, I don't stop. Fight the weakness of logic with the power of emotion. And in the balance of those two, you will find the strength and the tenacity and the guts to say to yourself, I don't stop. You don't belong at the bottom, and it's time for you to get your butt from down there. It's time for you to stop being comfortable at the bottom. Get your butt up and get to where you're supposed to be. The Bible says he was in a pig pen, and he came to himself and he went home. Get your butt up. You are a royal priesthood. Get where you belong. Do what you're supposed to do. Live like you're supposed to live. You don't quit now. It's the 10th round. You got 2 more to go. And when you get to success, it's not about skill. When you get to a certain level, it's about stamina. It's about stamina. It's about you won't break me. You can't take me. I fought too long. I fought too hard. If I was going to quit singing, you should have got me at 17. You should have broke me a long time ago. I'm unbreakable now. Fight, 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 and fight. And most of you won't be successful, not because you can't do it, but you can't outlast your old you long enough to get to your new you. I don't talk to me like that. I guarantee you, I ain't no loser. I don't know what losing is. When I was a kid, I knew what it was. When I was a kid, I was a hattie. When I was a kid, I ate out of a bag, slept in abandoned buildings, ate out of trash cans. When I was a kid, my old dude wasn't in my life. I'm a grown man now. All I do is win. It ain't a song, no matter what. It's hard for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I promise you, man, the light's at the end of the tunnel. If you keep walking, if you keep making one good choice or 2 good choices will always bring amazing opportunities. I promise you, man, things will get better. It won't be microwave. It won't be overnight. It won't be instantaneous. I know we work that, but it's not. Greatness takes time. When you build something with a foundation, with choices and character, you see characters, everything in life, your attitude is going to really determine your altitude. When you learn to have responsibility and respect and integrity and be punctual. Let me share with you the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life, and it took me years to do. And that was to believe. That it was possible to believe that I could do it. Given my circumstances, born in an abandoned building on the floor, being adopted, being labeled educable, mentally retarded, failing twice in school, no college training, never worked for a major corporation to believe. Never thought about something you wanted to do and you talk yourself out of it. There's a proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do it. That's why it's important that you make it a point and you never stop, because once you stop, that's when those negative thoughts will come back. Once you stop, that's when you will begin to doubt yourself. Once you stop, I'm telling you what I know. Yes, every day it's a selling job on you. It's possible. I can do this. I can make this happen. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. It's possible. Feed your mind with me words that you write and words that you hear and words that you speak to yourself. Feed your faith and your doubts will starve to death. Say to yourself, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Even when you have no evidence to point to, say to yourself, it's possible. There's nothing as powerful as a made up mind. Habit 1, the habit of continuous learning. The world doesn't slow down, and neither can you. The truth is simple. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. Continuous learning isn't just about gathering knowledge. It's about embracing growth, seeking challenges, and turning every setback into a step forward. The growth mindset in action. Look at Elon Musk. He didn't study aerospace engineering in school, yet he built SpaceX, a company that redefined what humanity thought was possible. How? He read, studied, and asked questions. He almost said, I read books. I talked to people. I asked questions. That's how I learned. Musk's insatiable curiosity and relentless pursuit of knowledge weren't hobbies. They were survival strategies. Ask yourself this. What would your life look like if you treated every problem as an opportunity to learn? Musk didn't stop at rockets. He dove into electric vehicles with Tesla, artificial intelligence with OpenAI, and more. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He created it by learning, adapting, and applying what he knew. Active learning for real impact. Knowledge isn't power until it's applied. Bill Gates doesn't just read, he acts. Every year, Gates takes time for his Think Week, a period of intense study and reflection. He isolates himself, reads deeply, and applies insights to Microsoft, his philanthropy, and his investments. He doesn't just consume information, he transforms it into impact. Now, think about yourself. What are you doing with the knowledge you already have? Are you putting it into action, or is it gathering dust? The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards execution. Read that book, take that course, dive into challenge, achieve, and avoid it. Make learning a daily ritual, because every new skill, every piece of knowledge is a weapon in your arsenal. Actionable challenge. Tonight, commit to something. Pick a book, enroll in a course, watch a tutorial. It doesn't matter how small it feels. What matters is that you start. Growth isn't something that happens to you. It's something you choose. Choose it now. Habit 2, the habit of effective time management. Time is the only resource you can never get back. You can't buy it, borrow it, or save it. You can only use it or waste it. So what are you doing with yours? Success doesn't come to those who work the hardest. It comes to those who work the smartest, prioritizing what truly matters. Donald Trump has built a remarkable business empire by focusing on what matters most: negotiations, strategic deals, and cultivating influential relationships. His ability to prioritize high-impact activities serves as a reminder that success often comes from concentrating on the areas where your efforts can create the greatest results. Ask yourself, what are the big moves in your life? Are you spending your days stuck in busy work, or are you focusing on what truly matters? You can't do everything, but you can do what counts. Creating a focused environment. Elon Musk runs multiple companies: Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and more. How he uses a hyper-disciplined schedule, breaking his day into 5-minute increments. That level of precision isn't just impressive, it's essential. Musk knows that every minute matters, so he refuses to waste even one. What distractions are robbing you of your focus? Social media, endless emails in your environment? Eliminate them. Turn your phone off. Block out time for deep work. Structure your day with intention. Success doesn't come to those who find time. It comes to those who make time. Delegation and automation. Bill Gates built Microsoft into a global empire by focusing on innovation and letting his team handle the rest. Gates knew the power of delegation. You don't have to do it all yourself. Delegate tasks that don't require your unique expertise. Automate repetitive processes. Free your time for what only you can do. Stop trying to be a hero. Success isn't about how much you do, it's about what you achieve. And you can achieve far more when you focus on the tasks that only you can master. Actionable challenge. Look at your schedule. What can you eliminate? What can you delegate? What distractions can you cut out today? Write down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow and block out time to work on them. No interruptions, no excuses. Your time is your life. Treat it like it matters, because it does. Habit 3, the habit of building strong relationships. Success is never a solo journey. The most extraordinary achievements are built on the foundation of collaboration, mentorship, and trust. If you're not building relationships, you're building nothing. Cultivating genuine connections. Bill Gates once said his friendship with Warren Buffett taught him to focus on what truly matters. That's the power of relationships. They don't just support your goals, they shape your perspective. Gates didn't just network, he built real, meaningful connections. What about you? Are you building relationships, or are you just collecting contacts? Success isn't about the number of people you know, it's about the depth of the connections you have. Build trust, show respect, offer value before you ask for it. Collaboration and teamwork. Elon Musk didn't build Tesla or SpaceX alone. He surrounded himself with the best engineers, scientists, and thinkers. He fostered a culture of collaboration where ideas flow freely and teams work together toward a common goal. Collaboration isn't about sharing the load. It's about amplifying your strengths with the strengths of others. Look around. Who's on your team? Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Are you working together towards shared goals, or are you stuck in isolation? Success demands teamwork. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and believe in your vision. Giving and receiving support. Even Donald Trump built his business empire through partnerships, negotiations, alliances. He understood the importance of leveraging relationships to achieve his goals. Success is not a one-way street. You have to give as much as you take. Offer help when others need it. Be generous with your time, knowledge, and resources. And when you need support, don't be afraid to ask for it. Actionable challenge. Reach out to someone today, a mentor, a colleague, a friend. Thank them. Offer to help them with something. Start building a connection that goes beyond the surface. Success is a team sport, and every great team starts with one strong bond. Start building yours now. Stop being average. Ignite your inner power. We gather here today, not as a collection of individuals, but as a collective force, a symphony of potential waiting to be unleashed. We are here to dismantle the chains of average, to shatter the illusion of limitations, and to ignite the fire within each of us that yearns for greatness. I see you. I see the dreams flickering in your eyes, the hopes that whisper in your heart. I see the potential for extraordinary things waiting to burst forth like a supernova. But I also see the fear, the doubt, the whispers of inadequacy that try to hold you captive in the cage of mediocrity. I understand. I've been there. I've walked the path of uncertainty, stumbled through the darkness of self-doubt, and felt the sting of failure. I faced the biting winds of homelessness, navigated the labyrinth of educational challenges, and wrestled with the complexities of life. But through it all, I refused to surrender to the siren call of average. Because average is a lie. It's a construct designed to keep you small, to convince you that you are not worthy of more. It's a whisper that tells you to settle, to conform, to accept a life less than the one you were destined for. But you, my friends, are not destined for average. You are destined for greatness. The journey towards greatness begins with a single powerful declaration: I will never be average. Say it with me. Let it resonate through your bones. Let it reverberate through your soul. I will never be average. This is not just a mantra, it's a commitment. It's a promise to yourself that you will not be defined by your circumstances, your past, or the limitations imposed upon you by others. It's a declaration that you will take control of your destiny, seize the reins of your life, and steer yourself towards the extraordinary. The next step is ownership. I will take ownership. Own your mistakes, own your failures, own your triumphs. Ownership is not about blame, it's about empowerment. When you take ownership, you reclaim your power. You refuse to be a victim of circumstance. You become the architect of your future. I know some of you carry the weight of past hurts, the scars of trauma, the burden of experiences that were not your fault. I see you. I feel your pain. I understand the struggle to break free from the grip of those who have hurt you, to release the anger, the resentment, the bitterness that holds you captive. It's not your fault, but it is your solution. You owe it to yourself to let go of the past, to forgive, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness is not condoning what happened. It's liberating yourself from the chains of resentment. It's reclaiming your power, your peace, and your future. It's about choosing to heal, to grow, and to move forward with strength and resilience. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to no longer be defined by it. It means transforming your pain into power, your wounds into wisdom. It means rising from the ashes of adversity, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Some of you may be thinking, it's easy for you to say you've achieved success, but I haven't forgotten where I came from. I haven't forgotten the struggles, the sacrifices, the tears. I remember the gnawing hunger, the chilling nights, the constant fear of uncertainty. I remember the feeling of being invisible, forgotten, discarded. But I also remember the spark of hope that refused to be extinguished. I remember the burning desire to rise above my circumstances, to prove to myself and to the world that I was capable of more. And you are too. Each and every one of you possesses a unique set of talents, gifts, and abilities. You are capable of achieving incredible things, but you must believe in yourself. You must cultivate the unshakable conviction that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you are destined for greatness. I challenge you to push beyond your comfort zone, to embrace the discomfort of growth, to step into the unknown with courage and conviction. I challenge you to set audacious goals, to dream bigger than you ever thought possible, to reach for the stars and refuse to settle for anything less than the moon. And for those of you who have already achieved a measure of success, I urge you to remember that the journey doesn't end there. Complacency is the enemy of progress. Don't allow yourself to become stagnant, to rest on your laurels, to settle for the status quo. There is always more to achieve, more to learn, more to become. You are not defined by your past successes. You are defined by your hunger for growth, your thirst for knowledge, your unwavering pursuit of excellence. You are a work in progress, a masterpiece in the making. Embrace the journey, embrace the challenges, and embrace the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. Remember the mantra, I can, I will, I must, I can, because you are capable, I will, because you are determined. I must, because the world needs your gifts, your talents, your unique contribution. We are not just individuals striving for personal success. We are a collective force, a community of dreamers, a tribe of achievers. We are the architects of a better future, the builders of a brighter tomorrow. We are the change makers, the innovators, the leaders who will shape the world for generations to come. So let us rise together, hand in hand, heart to heart, and declare to the world we will never be average. We will take ownership. We will rise above our challenges. We will achieve greatness. This is our time. This is our moment. Let us seize it with both hands and create a legacy that will inspire generations to come. Let's eat it up. Let's enjoy it. Let's make our mark on the world. What would you do if you knew with absolute certainty that the only thing standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of was your willingness to try, to keep going even when it feels like the world is pressing down on you? Imagine yourself on the other side of your struggles, having tried. What does that version of you look like? What do they feel? Hold on to that image, because today I want to take you on a journey that could lead you closer to becoming that person. Let me share a story. There was once a young man named Elias. He grew up in a small, forgotten town where dreams were seen as luxuries, not rights. Every day, Elias walked to work at a factory. His life was predictable, ordinary, and if you asked him, a little uninspired. But Elias had a fire inside him, one he kept hidden from the world. Late at night, when the town was asleep, he sketched designs for machines he hoped to build one day. Yet every morning that fire was dimmed by self-doubt. Who am I to dream of greatness? He'd ask himself. Oh. But one evening, something changed. Elias overheard a conversation between two strangers in a coffee shop. One of them said, "The life you want is on the other side of a few hard conversations with yourself and with the world." Those words stuck with him. They haunted him. What if he was the one holding himself back? That night, Elias resolved to try. And though the road was rocky, filled with failures, setbacks, and moments of crushing doubt, he pressed on. Today, Elias runs a company that builds machines to improve lives around the globe. His story is a testament to one simple truth. You don't have to be extraordinary to start, but you have to start to become extraordinary. The enemy within. For so many of us, the greatest obstacle isn't the external world. It's not the lack of resources or the challenges that life throws our way. It's the voice inside our heads that whispers, "You're not good enough." We all have that voice. It tells us to stay in bed, to take it easy, to avoid the discomfort of growth. That voice, my friends, is fear. And fear has a singular purpose: to keep you in the known, in the safe, in the familiar. But here's the paradox. Growth cannot exist without discomfort. Imagine the first time you learned to ride a bicycle. Do you remember how terrifying it was? The wobbling, the falls, the scraped knees. Yet once you push through that fear, you gain freedom. Life operates the same way. The greatest rewards are reserved for those who face their fears head on and push beyond them. The myth of motivation. We often hear people say, "I'm just not motivated today." Motivation is fleeting. It's like a spark, bright and exciting, but short-lived. What you need is discipline, the steady engine that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Discipline is waking up early to work on your goals, even when you'd rather sleep. It's showing up to the gym, to your job, to your relationships, even when you're not in the mood. Because discipline builds habits, and habits shape your destiny. Ask yourself this: what would happen if you relied less on how you felt in the moment and more on the commitments you've made to yourself? That's where transformation happens. Discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. It's about getting up one more time and you fall down. It's about trying again tomorrow, even if today didn't go as planned. The power of perspective. We've all had bad days, days when nothing seems to go right, and it feels like the universe is conspiring against us. But what if I told you that perspective, the lens through which you view your circumstances, can change everything? Let's go back to Elias for a moment. There were days when his designs failed, when people laughed at his ideas, when he questioned whether he was wasting his time. But instead of seeing failure as a dead end, Elias saw it as a stepping stone. Each failure taught him something. Each setback prepared him for the next challenge. Perspective is a choice. You can choose to see obstacles as insurmountable or as opportunities to grow. You can choose to let failure define you or refine you. Remember this: the story you tell yourself about your life becomes your reality. So tell a story of resilience, of learning, of relentless pursuit. The strength of community. No one achieves greatness alone. Behind every success story is a network of mentors, friends, and supporters who believed in that person even on the days they couldn't believe in themselves. Seek out those people. Surround yourself with individuals who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. And don't forget to be that person for someone else. The greatest gift you can give is belief in someone else's potential, belief in their ability to rise. But be prepared for loneliness too. The road to greatness can be isolating at times. There will be moments when you feel like no one understands your journey. In those moments, remember, the most extraordinary paths are often the least crowded. Action over perfection. Too often we wait for the perfect moment to start. We wait until we feel ready, until we've gathered every resource, until the stars align. But perfection is a mirage. It's an illusion that keeps us stuck. The truth is there is no perfect time. There is only now. Start messy, start scared, start unsure, but start, because every step you take brings you closer to clarity, to confidence, to success. The call to action. So here's my challenge to you. When you leave here today, take one step, just one, toward your dream. It doesn't have to be monumental. It could be sending that email you've been putting off, signing up for that class, or simply writing down your goals. But take that step, then take another tomorrow and another the next day. Because here's the secret: the small things you do consistently every day will define your life far more than the big things you do occasionally. Success isn't built in a day, it's built daily. The final word: as I stand here looking out at all of you, I see limitless potential. Each one of you has a unique gift, a purpose that only you can fulfill. Don't let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others rob you of that gift. The world needs your light, your ideas, your passion. Remember Elias. Remember his journey from self-doubt to self-belief. And remember that the same fire that burned inside him burns inside you. Stoke it. Nurture it. Protect it. Because one day when you look back on your life, you won't regret the risks you took, the dreams you chased, or the battles you fought. You'll only regret the chances you didn't take. So rise, my friends. Rise above your fears, your limitations, your excuses. Rise to meet the version of yourself that you've always known you could be. The world is waiting for you. The question is, are you ready to show up? Let's get to work.